Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I'm your presenter, Nerissa with the details. On the local scene, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Conservation Fund's Farmland Restoration Project, designed and implemented by Hand to Earth, has extended their North Leeward Vevator project to set up sustainable contour farming in Belle Isle Correctional Facility. Prison Officer Kevley Gould of Spring Village and 14 prisoners from the Belle Isle Correctional Facility were trained in Vevator systems technology over a 3-week period in August of 2022. Prison authorities then identified an area to set up a Vevator nursery and farm in the prison grounds. A nursery of 300 plants and several contours were planted. Crops were then planted in between, enabling the sloping lands to be cultivated sustainably by preventing soil loss. A series of stakeholder engagements in the tourism sector are set to be launched here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. According to Minister of Tourism Carlos James, the aim of these engagements will be to prepare persons for the upcoming boom in tourism, as well as make stakeholders aware of opportunities that are available to them. We hear more in this report from Minister James.
In a few weeks, we begin the process of our national engagement on the transformation of our tourism sector. And I'm encouraging all of the stakeholders, the Hotel Association, the Taxi Association, all of the different service sectors to partner with us to ensure that we can take the message out to everyone in every community, where primarily a lot of the focus on mainland is going to be ecotourism, adventure tourism, community-based tourism, and services, training opportunities within the sector. How can persons, in fact locals, get concessions? A lot of other times there are concessions available for locals within tourism, and some of them are not even aware of it.
That was Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture, Carlos James. Minister James emphasized the importance of having these engagements take place so that there may be greater support for persons within the sector going forward. A formal application has been filed for the extension of the completion timeline for Black Sands Resort at Peters Hope. This was disclosed by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves during a call to the Issue at Hand program on Sunday. Prime Minister Gonsalves said while the resort's problems had been related to the investors themselves, they were also affected by problems stemming from the COVID-19 pandemic and eruptions of the La Soufrière volcano. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
Down at Peters Hope, the Black Sands, a formal application came for an extension of the timelines for them to complete, first of all, the first 50 rooms, which is the 10 blocks which you have there, Pijan. You know the area well, 5 to each. That is sometime early next year, as I recall, the time, later this year, early next year. I don't have the precise time. And then to build out the 200-room hotel before the end of 2025.
That was Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves speaking on WEFM's Issue at Hand program. The Black Sands Resort project consists of 3 phases, which involves 10 villas, each with 5 rooms. Phases 2 and 3 will see the construction of a hotel block comprising of an additional 350 rooms. In the region, in Barbados, as the region seeks solutions to crime, one Caribbean leader is calling on artists to examine the music they put out. Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley said that as a Caribbean music, that should be denigrating women and promoting guns. She said, quote, "This has nothing to do with curtailing anybody's freedom of speech. It has to do with the mirror image. At the end of the day, if they are looking into the mirror and only seeing women as an object, then that is how people are going to treat them in our societies." According to Loop News, Mottley said the fight against crime cannot just lie with governments and has to include artists, sportsmen, and the youth. She made the comments while speaking on a panel discussion on Monday at the regional symposium violence as a public health issue, the CARICOM challenge in Trinidad. She also called for more cooperation among CARICOM leaders in the fight against crime. Still in the region, in Tobago, a Tobago woman has filed an application in the High Court against the principal of the Scarborough Secondary School and the Tobago House of Assembly after she was banned from entering the school's premises. The woman's daughter is a Form 4 student at that school. The application was filed by her lawyers, Martin George and Darrell Bartholomew, last Friday. Loop News reports that on June 11, 2022, the woman was informed by the supervisor of the security guards assigned to the school that the principal told them that she was not allowed onto the premises. The application states that while she recognizes the authority of the principal and the Tobago House of Assembly, she did nothing to warrant the, quote, unreasonable ban. The lawsuit contends that the woman has an equal right as any other parent lawfully observing the school's rules to enter the school's compound to see after the business and affairs of her child. And finally, on the international scene, Chinese surveillance technology giant Hikvision has denied it is illegally disguising its products sold to the US government to enable Chinese espionage. It was responding to BBC's queries about allegations revealed in a recently leaked Pentagon document. But Hikvision did not answer questions on whether it partners with Chinese intelligence agencies. The company is the world's largest surveillance camera maker and has close links to the Chinese state. It supplies its products to resellers who in turn supply governments and companies, often with the reseller's branding, in a process known as white labeling. Though this is a common business model, Hikvision has come under intense scrutiny for its ties to the Chinese state and the use of its products in monitoring Uyghurs. The United States had previously banned Hikvision products from its government supply chains. But in November, regulators took this a step further and put in place a nationwide ban, citing concerns over national security. And this brings us to the end of WEFM's 3 o'clock news. Our next newscast will come your way at 5:30 with Rajiv Providence. Thank you for listening and do enjoy the rest of your afternoon.